Hi everyone, welcome to the Heart's Frontier. I'm Kate. If this is the first time that you've been here, then please go like and subscribe if you do enjoy this video, and that'll make sure that we see each other again on the YouTube. If you're returning, then welcome back. This is one of those channeled messages where I was just told to sit down and see what arrives. And so I've pre-shuffled the cards. I felt like I needed a bit of a break after I shuffled the cards, and now I'm just going to come back and look at them. So I can see already we have friendship, which is healing with the angels cards. We have soulmate. So again, we're seeing this romantic intention in the collective. What I really feel like this is actually deepening of connection all around. So I'm really excited by this, just seeing friendship and soulmate in the same one. Because I think when we focus too heavily on one or the other, we can lose sense of the truth, which is that we all need to be friendly and friends to one another, regardless of the depth of our connection. And that soulmate encouragement is really telling you to trust yourself when you feel connected to someone. And then we have freedom. So that's very strong. Friendship, soulmate, and freedom. Yeah, it really feels as though by deepening connection, being honest and true with your intentions, that you might find love increases all around you. And I'm hearing that it's going to be in unexpected ways. So maybe so things move faster than you expect, or there's sort of a surprise with how one connection deepens. It really feels like connections are deepening and getting stronger. This feels like in the next little while. There's not a clear timing for me on this one. It's sort of just a general message of, I think, of hope and also a validation. If you're feeling like, I'm almost hearing that you're worried you're getting ahead of yourself, like you're imagining as though there is a strong increase in connection coming, but you're not really sure whether to believe it or not. And then, so we have Wondrous Universe, which is walk in beauty, which is one of my favorite things, definitely favorite things recently to tell people, is to choose the beauty way, to walk in beauty. Understanding that we live in a really beautiful world. And I like to joke with a lot of I do have a cynical side, and I like to joke with a lot of my friends that, yeah, it's, equal parts beautiful and tragic. But I think there is something really stunning about choosing to see something in a certain way so that it makes you happy and makes you feel more in love with life, because I think that actually positively impacts the people around us. So it's not really so easy or so simple as just saying it's just about being positive. But if you can choose to see the beauty or art in things, that might be a little softer terminology. It might be easier than going straight from what you perceive as something negative or challenging, or maybe a fear that you have, to pure joy or pure love, right? And sometimes there's quite a jump there, but if you can find art or beauty somewhere in between, I find that helps us, reconcile and balance that. Okay, unknown territory, you are exactly where you need to be. So I'm feeling this is a logical sequence. So if you choose this path of really seeing things as beautiful, no matter the package, no matter the design and the way that they're presented, you find some sort of art, at least within it, even if it's angry art, or even if it's angry, knowing that you're exactly where you need to be. So once you choose that beautiful way of looking at things, you may notice how perfect, how right this moment actually is, right? Because you see so much that's actually good about your current surroundings. And you have less of that longing and yearning for a whole bunch of external things to make you happy, right? And you're really more focused on what your moment feels like, and maybe a little bit of what's looking ahead, but only with excitement for having what you have in the now, right? So action can still be taken, but you're really feeling like it's a charged current motion of action. Then you have Wise Leader. You are a beacon for others. I really do love this card. The light and the mountain. Wise Leader. This card comes up a lot for me, which I'm not saying is because I'm a wise leader. It's like I need to maybe pay attention to that. I think anyone who's stumbling across this, you are a caring person in some way. You have a deep sense of wishing that the world could be maybe a little bit more soft or understanding, and for you to recognize that that is on its own something that the world needs. That is the light that, like, what you're seeking, you actually have to give as well. That would be really, really key for you here. It feels like maybe there's been some distance with some of these connections that are coming up here, that so it's led to some distance that's actually hard to manage, has you questioning things, and being unsure of how things are going to go in the future, or if you are honest, right? I'm hearing the truth will set you free when I'm seeing this freedom card. The truth will set you free. So take that if it resonates. And then we have overcoming obstacles. So it says you can overcome anything. And so this is funny. There's a lot of pumpkins around on the ground at this time. And I looked at it and I thought that I saw a pumpkin, and then I thought it was a peach. And I really just was looking at it very out of the corner of my eye. So it was almost like I was resisting seeing the truth of what this card was, and it was a sword and a stone. I actually really like this imagery of all of them. The other ones didn't really make sense. But you can overcome anything. I think this is going to come up when you're facing this truth, or when you're at this moment of maybe there's actually going to have to be some sort of challenging conversation in order to deepen the connection, whether it's the friendship or the soulmate connection, or whether that's, you know, whether you have a romantic connection with someone and you're needing the friendship piece to be a part of it, or the reverse, right? And also it's like separate people. Actually, it's entirely separate people as well. So whichever one of that makes sense for you. There's a few people that will eventually watch this, and I can just hear different voices at the same time. Okay, our last one in this deck is passion and pleasure, which is savor your life. So it really feels like if you've been trying to figure out how to increase or strengthen this connection, the answer is actually entirely within you, needing to come out. And it's about facing truth. And then it's really about understanding that your life is here for you to delight in. And so not wasting time I'm hearing not wasting time in saying the truth, and in saying that you care. Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of I'm feeling a lot of like time pressure, like you have to say something now, or you might just be considering when is the next time you're going to be able to see that person and say it in the same way. Or it might just be, I need to say something because there's an impending decision or an impending like life shift that you're concerned about, and you haven't really spoken up about what you're concerned about. I'm really feeling this is going to go well, like all across the board, but it just might not go in a way that you expect. But so just go into it and be really open with all options, and find that gratitude and acceptance before you even go in, right? And then you can't be really upset or too reactive, right? You'll be prepped for whatever happens. And trust that even if something looks quite deceivingly, or it may be deceivingly looking bad on the outset, but really it's just a radical change. I'm hearing that some of these moves are going to come really swiftly, some of these changes in your relationships. Okay, I see the spiral here. It says, to renew yourself, you must shed your old skin. You have already done this, so do not keep scraping away at the old, but welcome the soft new skin that is starting to grow. Yes, so this is the time where the ego can finally be like, shh, put to bed. And it's time for you to be present. Come out, break the habit of working on all your faults all the time, and let nature take its course. So what I'm hearing is like, I'm not sure if I'm ready. I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I've grown enough. But the thing is, we grow through all of our connections. So if it's something about a connection that you feel like you're not ready for it because you haven't grown to it, well, then approach it and see whether you are, right? Because that's the only way to know, that's the only way to learn. Know that a new skin feels vulnerable and scary at times. Trust the medicine of the spiral as it guides your journey of renewal. I really like that. I also am seeing a lot of snake imagery. Like this looks like a coiled snake. And then the other card I have here is completion. Right. So, yeah, and there was a snake on one of these other cards somewhere. It was like a small one. So if you are at all attached to the idea of snakes being scary, maybe it's asking you to deal with that. There's a couple people who I said that and they're like, ew. But also, if you're scared of snakes, it's usually because you don't really understand them. And so that might be something that's helpful for someone. Yes, completion. Okay, I'm gonna see what's there. I really do love these cards. These are the Mystical Shaman Oracle cards. One of my favorites. Okay, completion. Okay, this is really about endings. So whatever it is you're ending that's making way for new to come through and a new life, new renewed love. So again, we're in this same renewed love theme lately. It says, clinging to the old form will bring only decay. When fruit is left too long on the vine, it rots. You know that it is time to move on, yet are reluctant. This is moving on from the things that are not calling at your heart. So whatever it is that is calling at your heart, it's just, it's like I really feel this, it's like a protector, a guardian, multiple guardians. You have like multiple guides. And they're sort of taking this attitude of like, all right, like, why aren't you moving? It's like you've already received the guidance, you've already received information that you need. And it's a little bit like rude of you right now to be like ignoring it. Like that's what it feels like. It feels like they're like almost almost like a bit playfully insulted, but hoping that you see what's next that is coming ahead. That actually this thing that you're a little bit intimidated by, it's actually because you feel like you're going to get so excited, and that's about sharing more of yourself, and you're feeling a little bit like hidden or fearful. But the thing is, you can trust if it's meant for you and it's good, then it will meet you at that place where you're scared. And it's the same thing. You know, that other person may have that same feeling as well. Okay, it says, do not be afraid of hurting anyone's feelings. Remember that you're responsible for your actions, not the actions of others. Mourn what is lost so that you can move on. And the grief piece is really important here. So, but feel it and let it then be done, right? Feel it and wash it away. Do not be sad. Be like the sun at midday who shines brightly, neither longing for sunrise nor dreading the dusk. So it's funny, as much as it says that about, you know, be like in between, I feel like it's be neutral with what you expect. So if you need to go into a conversation with someone where you tell them really what you're feeling, be aware that it can go any different direction, right? It can go multiple different ways, and you get to navigate how that looks. And additionally, whatever perceived obstacles coming in your way, you can deal with that. I'm feeling like there's like you're putting some of that on someone. There's some sort of obstacle for you that is like becoming someone else's issue. But really, you can actually release that, and then it doesn't need to be. Then it doesn't need to be their issue, and it doesn't need to be your issue with them not dealing with that issue. It's just kind of backwards the way you're seeing it. Almost, it feels like you're looking out at these challenges and going, oh, I have so many different challenges. Like I'm seeing a pumpkin patch again. I don't know why. So if this is relevant to you, it's like you're looking out at them and thinking, oh, I just have too many here. That's like such an issue. But there's a lot of people waiting down the street just to pay you for those pumpkins. It's like you're sitting there looking at this big problem that you have and not realizing that there's people waiting there to solve the problem, and they're good people and all they want is pumpkins, and to take the pumpkins off your hands, it's like exactly what you need. But it's almost like you just feel like you should haul them all yourself and then sell them elsewhere, which doesn't make any sense because everyone's already at your house ready to buy them. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I'm sure that resonated with me in some way. Yeah, I do feel really like this group is just so ready to share more of what's on your heart. It really does feel like you're so, so close. And so just continue deep breathing and braving the way forward. And Yeah, maybe it's time to start running towards it, right? Like, when you are going towards something that feels like a big jump, it's like you sort of pace yourself a little bit. You're not really sure how many steps you need to take, and then you realize I've got to pick up speed. I think this is the time. I think it's time now, ready for you to be picking up speed. That's what it feels like. Okay, very interesting cards, and I look forward. I'm gonna hop on and do another reading before I go to sleep tonight, and I'm excited to see what comes out then too. So take care, everyone, and we'll see you soon.